What are you doing? You have to stop.
So there's been quite a bit of buzz lately about whether Bloodshot's ending was real or just a simulation. Plus, there's talk of Bloodshot 2 with Vin Diesel possibly returning for the sequel. Wondering what to expect from a potential sequel? Well, we've got all the juicy details on the next movie, along with a bunch of hidden Easter eggs to look out for. Stick around with us till the end. In Bloodshot, Vin Diesel's character Ray Garrison seems to get a somewhat happy ending, but there's a sneaky hint that it might all be just another simulation. Was the ending real, or was Garrison stuck in yet another mind game? Based on the Valiant Comics series, Bloodshot follows Garrison, a former Marine turned into a superhuman weapon with the help of advanced technology. Despite hopes of launching a Valiant movie universe, Bloodshot received mixed reviews and had a disrupted theatrical release due to the pandemic. The reception may influence future Valiant movie plans. But even if we don't see Vin Diesel's Bloodshot back on screen, at least his story wasn't left hanging in suspense. Well, maybe. After waking up as a vengeful force of nature, Garrison seeks revenge for his wife's murder. However, he soon discovers his memories have been manipulated by the RST Corporation. They've been using him as a pawn for their own agenda. In a final showdown, Garrison takes down the bad guys but loses his own life in the process. Yet the last scene hints at a possible resurrection as his friend Wilfred Wiggins rebuilds him, and they, along with KT, ride off into the sunset together. So whether we'll see more of Bloodshot or not, the ending leaves plenty of room for speculation and excitement. Just before Bloodshot wraps up, the voice of Wiggins chimes in, injecting a note of skepticism into the film's conclusion. Just as things seem a little too perfect, Wiggins quips, "A little too perfect if you ask me. Are you serious? Right into the sunset? Are we sure that ain't all a sim?" Now this line perfectly fits with Wiggins' typically pessimistic and self-deprecating humor. It could just be his way of lightening the mood, especially now that he's realized he's become the third wheel for Ray and KT. However, there might be some truth to his concerns. In theory, it's conceivable that everything we've seen in Bloodshot is just a simulation. Similar to the layers of deception in Inception, the conspiracy Garrison uncovered might have been merely masking another conspiracy designed to frame RST as villains, something Bloodshot unwittingly bought into. While this theory would undermine the entire film's narrative, the possibility of just the final scene being a simulation is more plausible. After all, we never witness what happens to Ray after he detonates himself to take down Dr. Harding. If Wiggins can rebuild the super soldier, it's feasible that another genius could subject him to the same simulated reality that RST did. What's intriguing is Wiggins' awareness that riding off into the sunset might be part of a simulation. If true, it would suggest that Ray, KT, and Wilfred are all linked in one shared memory, as a fake Wiggin wouldn't be programmed to raise suspicions. The concept of shared simulations is actually hinted at earlier in the movie when KT enters Ray's simulated Marine mission to rescue him, suggesting that multiple consciousnesses can coexist in these dreamlike environments. As for why this hypothetical mystery enemy would capture Ray, KT, and Wilfred and subject them to one simulated reality, perhaps this shadowy organization sees value in their newfound collaboration as a team. A sequel to Bloodshot could provide definitive answers to this mystery, but if a follow-up doesn't materialize, fans may just have to assume that Wiggins was joking, albeit with a hint of uncertainty. Almost. With that said, there's one piece of news that's sure to shake things up. DMG founder and CEO Dan Mintz has revealed plans for a Bloodshot sequel, with Vin Diesel set to return as the titular character. Mintz noted the surprise success of the film, particularly after its transition from theaters to VOD. He emphasized that while traditional box office metrics may not apply in the current non-transparent environment, the positive response to Bloodshot has been undeniable. Mintz's announcement comes at a time when the Valiant cinematic universe is undergoing changes, with Paramount acquiring the rights to the Harbinger franchise from Sony. This acquisition includes core characters like Exo Man-O-War, Eternal Warrior, and Archer and Armstrong. While Paramount hasn't set a release date for the Harbinger movie, Valiant Entertainment is targeting a 2021 release. As a result, the universe that Bloodshot kickstarted may take a different direction from these other films. Despite facing criticism and box office challenges due to COVID-19, Bloodshot has managed to build a solid fan base, paving the way for a sequel. While it's too early to predict the future of the Bloodshot franchise, the confirmation of a sequel suggests that it could follow the successful formula of the MCU and DCEU, potentially leading to future adaptations of Valiant Comics properties. Although details about the sequel's release date remain scarce, Diesel's involvement in the project is undoubtedly exciting news for fans. Bloodshot holds the potential to ignite a Valiant Comics cinematic universe, although it faces challenges in achieving this ambitious goal. In recent years, Hollywood has been enamored with the concept of shared universes, largely due to the overwhelming success of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Other franchises like Fast and Furious and the DC Extended Universe have also attempted to emulate this model. The appointment of James Gunn and Peter Safran as co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios signaled a significant shift in the approach to DC properties, with a focus on cohesive storytelling and character integration. However, the road to establishing a successful shared universe is fraught with obstacles, as evidenced by the failed Dark Universe and other attempts by studios like Hasbro. When Sony embarked on the development of Bloodshot, it was initially intended for the film to kickstart a Valiant cinematic universe. This vision included a Harbinger movie as the universe's first installment, with Bloodshot following suit. However, difficulties in getting the Harbinger project off the ground led to Bloodshot being repositioned as the universe's inaugural entry. Valiant's next cinematic endeavor won't be produced by Sony, marking a significant shift in the studio's plans for adapting the comic book characters to the big screen. Initially, Sony had ambitious intentions to establish a Valiant cinematic universe, with projects like Bloodshot and Harbinger leading the charge. However, Bloodshot's future ties to potential adaptations of other Valiant Comics characters, aside from a potential sequel, have been severed. Currently, the Harbinger movie is undergoing redevelopment at Paramount, with Justin Tipping still attached to direct. Previously, actors Dylan O'Brien and Noah Centineo were rumored contenders for the lead role of Pete Stanchek, a powerful figure in the Valiant universe with telepathic and telekinetic abilities. While Sony's Valiant endeavors may encounter challenges, Paramount remains poised to potentially launch a shared universe with its own slate of films. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.